Grab your popcorn, rip that ticket, get in that seat, lickety splicket. Go watch a movie. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 27. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
He is a little guy.
Sizes and everything.
That's true. This is a very special episode, hopefully, because this is our first video episode. You're seeing our faces for the first time, kind of. But yes, we're excited, and it's hopefully a good time. But today we are doing Bloodshot, and proof that Vin Diesel being a mindless brute is sometimes a good thing. But before we get into that, a little bit of entertainment news. Sir, I'm going to try my hardest and avoid the bleak news.
Okay.
Even though that's all there are. There pretty much is lots of closings, lots of movies being pushed back and delayed, but there is a little light. There's a little light. Kevin Smith let out, well, at first, I'm going to do both versions of the story, let out that Charlie Cox may be appearing in Spider-Man 3 as Daredevil. So, yeah. That would be, he was in the Daredevil in the Netflix shows, so that'd be pretty freaking awesome if he came back and made a big screen debut as that Deadpool. That's Daredevil, not Deadpool. Something you'd be looking forward to, or
if they actually do that, I hope they don't. I wish they hadn't leaked it, or I hope they don't show any of it in the trailer. I hope it's just a big surprise, like when people go to see the movie and all of a sudden there he is, and people's mouths drop. That's the kind of moment I would like to have. But
Kevin did come back and say, "Hey guys, I was just speculating on my podcast." But now it's just like floating all over the internet. The posters being drawn with him in it. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That would be awesome, though. I would love to see that myself.
Me too. Same here. Netflix has a option on the Chrome setting, the Google Chrome setting, that you can start a watch party with your friends, essentially. There's a button you can, once you install this Chrome extension, there is a button you can push, and it will queue up whatever they're watching on your tower as well, or video, whatever service you use to watch the video as well. And you guys can watch it together, just like being in a theater almost.
That's interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're still trying to find out ways to
make it more interactive and push the envelope.
Yeah, and during this time, people still kind of want to view things together.
Yeah, sometimes. I think I could just see weird things happening, like somebody cues into their dad's thing, and they're like, "Dad, you're like a 50-something-year-old, and you're sitting at home alone watching the Smurfs. What's going on?" It's like that type of thing, It's like, I don't know.
I think they have to hit okay. You can't just like.
I think it's more fun the way I'm describing.
I agree. I don't know if Netflix has any rated R, like rated X, movies to where but so remember Cats put out a trailer. The movie's out and happened, and it won all the Razzies, and it seemed as the biggest bomb of our era and all that jazz. Well, the original trailer had buttholes. They had CG buttholes on all the cats for some odd reason.
I don't think that's an odd thing. I think cats do have buttholes. Pretty sure.
I don't know. On a musical movie.
You know what? I've seen weirder things. There's a Studio Ghibli film with raccoons,
Yes.
and they have giant balls, and they're just hanging there, and then it's weird. It's weird. It's like, why did they animate? I mean, because they have them, I guess. They wanted it to be semi-cartoon realistic. I don't know why they did it, but there's giant balls.
The thing about it is they removed... fans went crazy, or parents, I guess, went crazy with these cat buttholes, so they removed them. They're not in the actual movie. But now fans want the butthole cut.
Yes, I know they do.
Like the Snyder cut. Now there's hashtag butthole cut.
I was just thinking the same thing. If I ever see this movie, I want to see cat buttholes. I don't want to see an edited version.
Who am I doing a podcast? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I thought you were the...
No, I want to see it. Why would you originally create this thing that's ridiculous and then take it away from us?
Oh,
just let it add to the badness of the movie, the apparent badness, because I haven't seen it. I can't talk.
Yeah.
But if it won all these Razzies, then let's just add to the badness. See it in all its glory.
I tell you what,
cat buttholes and all.
This is not how I thought this particular conversation would go. Hashtag cat buttholes. Bring them back. I'm sorry, the butthole cut. There we go. Oh man. All right. Well, bring us to let's discuss the showbiz. So this is a good thing in my opinion, but / bad thing. I want to get your opinion on this.
I don't know if you want it after the cat butthole thing.
I'm risking a lot right now. Just asking you questions. What's coming out over there? So these movies, cinemas are closing around the world, of course, especially in America. The big boys are closed. The alternative is now being some of those films that were still coming out that haven't been delayed are going to VOD, video on demand. Your thoughts? Good thing, bad thing? Could it hurt the future of movies? Because
could hurt. Yeah,
because I see this scenario. Oh, well, you guys could have done this all along. Why do we need to reopen movie theaters? We can just get them in our homes, because it was already on the decline before Corona. So, yeah. What do you think?
I think it is going to change things slightly. I still see the benefit of seeing thing in a theater with a bunch of people on a giant screen. There's something magical about that. But I can see a lot of people. We already get stuff. After it goes to the movies, it comes to home anyway. So I can see more movies just releasing it in this fashion, as opposed to some of the big ones, like a big Star Wars movie. I don't see them doing that with. But some of the smaller, more independent films will probably go straight to video on demand now, as opposed. And a lot of people are going to be wanting something to do, so they're probably going to be watching a lot more movies. Everywhere, whether it be a store taking advantage of people wanting to buy hand sanitizer, or the movie industry wanting to take advantage of people sitting at home and wanting something to do, everybody's going to jump on this bandwagon and try to get something out of it, I guess.
And they did, speaking of Star Wars, they did push that out early to video on demand and Blu-ray and stuff like that. So, I got it. And the movie actually, Bloodshot and The Hunt, are both being pushed to VOD much quicker than they normally would, because right now, holy cow! Well, I guess we'll get into more of that when we talk about the movie. But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate what it's going through at this particular moment. So, but yeah, that's a little discussion. Tell us what you guys think about that particular subject. We're both sticklers for movies, cinemas continuing to exist. So, that'll bring us to trailers. All right. You first, me, sir.
I'll give her a go.
All right.
So this one is from IFC Movies. I enjoy most of their films, not all of them, but most of them. My IFC Midnight, And it starts like the way it starts out and the way it ends, both really kind of caught me off guard. It starts off with a girl narrating, and she's like, "There was a lady, and she was made of moonlight and teeth." It's like, huh? That's kind of a random thing to say. and then at the end, there's this really creepy laugh. Yeah. And hopefully the trailer you find to show people will be the same one. But and I don't want to give too much away because I just found the trailer super fascinating, and like it almost kind of has not really a Midsommar feel, but there's tidbits of it towards the end of the trailer. But at the same time, it seems super realistic, and it's basically about this cult, for lack of a better words. It's a family. I guess there's like one dad and then like a whole bunch of wives and a whole bunch of daughters, and it gets creepy at some point with the dad, telling one of the daughters how attractive she is, like just like her mother's, plural, because that's the way they do it there. Yeah, exactly. And then it just turns, it's artsy, but at the same time, I feel like it's really grounded, and it really disturbed me, I guess. And then it's rare when I see something I'm watching, I'm like, okay, this is fine, demon here, alien there, whatever, I can take it. But then seeing this real life kind of horror, especially when you get to the end of the trailer, there's a lot more horror elements in it as opposed to just creepy drama. I think it's a pretty good trailer, and I'm hoping the movie is going to be just as good as the trailer is, because it definitely caught me off guard and unsettled me. So
what's it called again?
The Other Lamb. I'm sorry, I don't even know if I said that.
The Other Lamb. The Other Lamb.
So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully I get to catch this one, because it looks like it's going to be a rare treat.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Mine is a little bit kiddie, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. Actually, very kiddie. Who am I kidding? It's Soul from Pixar. And there's they try and teach kids with theirs while having fun. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Inside Out, but there's this jazz musician who's just now breaking out, getting, with his life. And then he actually ends up dying, and they show his death. And then he dies suddenly. He's not ready to go back to die yet, of course, like no one is, But then he goes up and he finds out there's a whole place where souls are trained to go down to earth, and he wants to use that to get back into his body. And the adventures ensue there. Kind of real touchy subject when it comes to a kids movie, especially Pixar. But Soul.
Right on.
I guess that'll bring us to Bloodshot, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Watchbot, if you would not mind.
After he and his wife are murdered, Marine Ray Garrison is resurrected by a team of scientists. Enhanced with nanotechnology, he becomes a superhuman, biotech killing machine, Bloodshot. As Ray first trains with fellow super soldiers, he cannot recall anything from his former life. But when his memories flood back and he remembers the man that killed both him and his wife, he breaks out of the facility to get revenge, only to discover that there's more to the conspiracy than he thought. Director, David S.F. Wilson. Starring Vin Diesel, Isa Gonzalez and Guy Pearce.
Thank you, Watchbot. You son of a bitch. I put him in the best of, and people seem to enjoy. Like, I put his creation and then his recreation. They were both on our John Wick episodes. People seem to enjoy when he went British as opposed to his more robotic original voice. But Bloodshot. So I made the comment earlier. I guess I should explain that. Vin Diesel. I love the Riddick films. Big fan of the Chronicle of the Riddick films. The character, is kind of alive. He has his own swagger. He has his own style. But these other Vin Diesel movies where he's just this big Terminator who just balls over everything without ever getting hurt. Even if he gets shot or stabbed or a car flips over, he gets out and he's done. Vin Diesel, I'm gonna fuck somebody up. It's that's 97% of his movies, and they finally found a film to make that actually make sense in. That didn't mean I was the biggest fan of this film, but yeah, that's where I was coming from with that. So what do you think of this one?
So I don't necessarily want to reveal what the critics and then the audience, felt about it, but I'm almost saddened that I'm more on the side of the critics than I am on the audience. Because I don't often always feel that way, but in this case, I didn't feel like this movie was necessary. I feel like I don't want to say like I feel like my time was wasted, but I kind of feel like my time was wasted. Yeah. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the whole movie. Yeah. You don't really need to go see the movie if you saw the trailer. And I think the trailer is actually better than the movie. It's actually got some stuff in it that I think they didn't put in the movie, like the whole song thing.
Yes.
Which I loved in the trailer. I thought that was awesome. But then they didn't put that in the movie. So I just think the movie's like...
They did have an awesome song.
They did have an awesome song moment. And I think that is probably I don't want to say the only, but that was probably one of the two things in this movie that I liked. Was that moment? Yeah, that moment, and then Wilford Wiggins. I enjoyed his one-liners.
Pretty awesome.
But outside of that, I feel like Diesel played the same character he always plays. Yep, it just didn't do it for me. I just was kind of waiting for something to happen that I didn't know was already going to happen, and it never did. And then the slow motion.
Oh God!
But they did this in like pointless slow motion. What was that movie, Max Payne? Yes. And we were also sitting there thinking, why are they in slow motion? They could speed this up and we can get out of here and back to our lives, because it's dragging and it's horrible. And they did the same thing in this one, just like some random slow motion that didn't really need to be in there.
Agreed. I gotta tell you, they didn't. He could have been anybody. You didn't need Vin Diesel because they gave that character nothing. I still know nothing after watching it about Bloodshot. This is one of the comics I have not read, sadly. I'm not familiar with its source material, but even after seeing the movie, I still am not. It's just a dude with no real fighting ability. He's just almost indestructible, and he just walks at stuff and punches. He has no finesse, there's nothing likable about him.
I feel like he did have some talent because the guy was a pretty decent soldier in the way he was able to
We don't know that.
Well, they show a little bit of it. I guess they show what he was supposed to see, that computer generated, so we don't really know the real person.
Exactly. Right. We don't know that. It was obvious from the start that something was afoot, because the first time he gets attacked and drugged, he just freaking destroys them. Even before we even know he's Bloodshot, he in that bathroom scene, he just destroys them. They hit him, it just bounces off of him. He kicks somebody through the porcelain wall. It's like, oh, so he's already this. There's no surprise here. I don't know, man. He's a fighter and all that jazz, but it's like, what separates him from the next big just bruiser? You watch a Spider-Man fight, oh shit, I gotta flip around. You watch a Batman fight, even Batman has a particular skill, style. Superman has a particular style, but this guy is just he might as well be a Terminator, They fight the same way, but I don't know. I was waiting for something to a hook, and the reveal of a repeating murderer doesn't really do it for me. What do you think?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct on every point. I don't get it either. Like I said, Wilford Wiggins, though, he was awesome.
The surrounding supporting characters. What did you think of these guys?
Very bland. I do like Guy Pearce, but outside of that, KT could have been played by any attractive woman. Mm-hmm. I don't think she brought anything to the character. The two guys who were also wounded soldiers who got rebuilt, they didn't bring anything.
Like Mr. Robotic Legs?
No, that didn't. No,
nothing. Do anything for you?
Nope, nothing. Not a thing. I liked when he got hit by the truck. Yeah. That was fun, but the action scenes were fine. I mean, there was nothing wrong with them, but I think they were booking on just action scene and then sci-fi special effect moments in slow motion instead of adding the substance that we needed to really dive into the characters. I just didn't find anything memorable about it. Like I said, the trailer did it all. If I could have just done with the trailer, and I would have been happy. That's all I needed. I didn't need to sit through a 2-hour movie.
So this movie made me think about henchmen. And is there a world in which you are a hired henchman or bodyguard, whatever you want to call them, and you see like 15 of your fellow henchmen, thug guys, get fucking gunned down, or not gunned down, just beat physically to death and broken in half and bullets bouncing off this guy? Can they pay you enough to just be like, okay, my turn?
That's a good question.
Me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Just run away. Oh. Camera pans over to you. You're already running all the way down the tunnel.
Yeah, I don't know. Because like you said, I would have, if they would have surprised us with the fact that they were implanting, hit this, hey, do this, you're killing this, we're making you kill these people, believe you're doing it for a reason. If that would have been a surprise, I think that would have been maybe a little better. Yeah,
I mean, they gave away too much in the trailer. They gave everything, so there wasn't a point to, other than just if you really love Vin Diesel.
Yeah, because he was basically that same. And like even all throughout, they like show him get shot in the beginning. When he first leaves that, he like looks at it. They make a point to look at his blood wound. And it's like, and then the next shot, he's walking off the plane. Why do we do this, boys? Because we never leave mission, blah, 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 family. I'm like, oh, well, okay, whatever. And then they smack you in the face with it so quickly after that guy gets him on the table. It's like, oh, there's like 5 pieces of chewing gum on underneath there. He's done this before, and they make a point to zoom in on those. It's like, just fucking give us some kind of surprise.
Right? They didn't do it. Didn't do it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of saddened. Not really. You know what? It's Bloodshot. I don't know. What more were we gonna expect from this?
Brought some of that Riddick flair.
Even then, I don't know. Even then, I don't know if they could save this movie. I feel like this is just one of those ones that it sounded like a good idea on paper. Mm-hmm. And then when they just started, everybody should have been looking at each other and been like, this isn't a good idea.
But we got Guy Pearce.
But I guess we got to finish now. Damn.
Any standout moments?
Just the dance. There's a dance scene that I didn't see coming, which I really appreciated. And then Wilford Wiggins. That's it. That's the only good things I can say about the movie. I guess the special effects were decent, but again, they were banking on those to win you over, and it just wasn't enough.
They were a little bit overdone.
They were too slow. Like they went too slow motion. And I guess one slow motion would have been fine. After that, we get it. Just go ahead and give it to us instead of milking it.
Yeah,
it's like the movie was long enough.
Almost 2 hours, and normally I want that with my films, but
this one didn't need it. Nope.
You said so. Wiggins was one of the standout characters for you. Wiggins, we keep saying Wiggins. He was a rival hacker.
Yeah, he was like hacker. He was a hacker dude.
Yeah, he was pretty awesome. I kind of liked the not rival, the hacker that initially we were introduced to. He had his own comedy stylings, I guess you could say.
Yeah, in a way, but I kind of didn't really enjoy him at all. I didn't find anything really, the whole team, except for Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
The whole team I just found boring.
I was hoping for a backstory with his hand.
Yeah, but again, they didn't really use it like that much. I mean, he like punches something once or something, and then pushes a couple buttons on it, but then I was expecting more from it, you know?
Yeah.
No. Expected to like split open and a cannon come out of it or something, anything, but we just didn't get anything out of that.
Yeah.
It was almost wasted.
Kind of like Vin Diesel's powers.
I thought they would have done more with the guy with all the eyes everywhere too.
Yeah.
Being able to see everywhere, and then you basically could dodge anything. It felt kind of like Daredevil.
I have to admit, I did enjoy when he put all those drones in the air and was using those. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I agree. He the way he died, especially.
Yeah.
This wasn't. Yeah.
And then the other guy with his little backpack with the extra arms, I didn't find that you know, and we've seen that before. So
yeah, and it didn't fit. Like
not
it just,
really.
Yeah. Well, let's go with Rotten Tomatoes before we give our suspenseful go watch or not. Rotten Tomatoes 31%. On the critic side, 78 audience. The audiences are eating us up.
I think the people who went to see this are already Diesel fans,
or they're happy to be out of the house with the coronavirus.
Right, exactly. Or they're I don't even know if they would enjoy it if they were Bloodshot fans, because I heard they're not. It's not exactly what
comic accurate.
Yeah. So I don't even know. Maybe I have a combination of both, but I don't know. I didn't care for it myself.
Yeah. I'm kind of going to have to... I saw one critic say, this is how Marvel movies should be made. I was like, what Marvel movies have you been watching, mister?
I didn't see anything about this that story-wise or that was good.
No.
It just seemed like recycled, you know. It seemed like if they were just if there was a factory that just churned out really quick action movies for, you know, just for nonsense, this is one of those movies. It just got spit out. Boom, you got it. You just spit another one out tomorrow. You know, you'll see it and you'll forget it in a day.
Pretty much.
And that's what this one felt like.
Surprisingly, go straight to DVD.
Yeah, I'm gonna see this in like the $5 bin at Walmart, and I'm gonna keep walking because it's just not. It's not for me.
So gonna skip your go watch or not. Go right to mine. Go watch or not. Wait for it to come on TV, which is next week. But yeah, and you definitely know for you.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Sorry, Diesel.
And his Fast and the Furious has been pushed back until the end of the year and or next year. So there's that. Well, yeah, that's Vin Diesel.
Just go watch the trailer. Just go watch that trailer, people. Don't watch the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll be more satisfied from that than you will from a 2-hour movie.
I have to agree, 100%. Yeah, so that's Bloodshot, ladies and gentlemen. Take our word for it or not. Let us know what you thought of it. If you liked it, let us know.
Let us know why.
Yeah.
Because I'm ignorant. I don't get it.
Yeah. So where you can find us, you can find us at gowatchamovie.com, the one-stop shop for all things entertainment, and anywhere a podcast can be played, iTunes, Spotify, and on the socials, we're there: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Yeah, that's everything for this week. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
I know you can't right now, but go watch a movie. Grab your popcorn, rip that ticket, get in that seat, lickety split it. Go watch a movie.